Hello everybody and welcome back to Europa, where we have enough splendor to purchase an ability here, and I think the obvious choice is Liberty Desire from Subjects Development. Now this is not going to solve our Liberty Desire issues, obviously. If we go in here we can see the reason we have issues at all is because people are supporting independence, right? That's not shocking at all. But what we can definitely do here is we can still grab this and it'll help a little, kind of. Not really all that much, but that's to be expected. Now, in terms of our plans here, I've been scoping out this peace deal here, and this is what I think we're going to end up going for. Now, Bengal will be very, very upset about this. Incredibly so. So we're going to preemptively declare on Bengal before we've even ended this war. It's not going to be yet, but it will be quite soon. To that end, I'm going to take these guys out of drill, and they're going to start walking down like this direction, and that'll be fine. We can cut off some of the forces that are up here. Looks good. This will just auto stack wipe, so that's no problem. The end of the revolutions. Oh, revolutions are over. Okay, cool. Good riddance. That is absolutely fine. Now, when is this battle going to happen? 15 February? So it'll happen after the month tick, so that should be okay. We just finished a core. Can we make this a core now? Yes, we can. So that is magnificent. Now, we're losing money right now, and the majority of the reason for that, in fact, the entire reason for that, is our rooting out of corruption. That is pretty significant, of course. But we're going to have our corruption gone very, very soon. So I'm not too concerned about that. For the moment, we're going to continue to tick forward here. They've occupied out here, but Arabia's on the job. So I'm not too concerned about that either. I'm going to undrill these guys, though, and we're going to move them into position to fight Bengal. We are not going to declare this war just yet. We're just going to get into position for it. So that'll be okay. I do want to wait to declare this war for a little while. No doubt about that. Arabia's on the job up over here, no problem. This siege is occurring, and I guess we'll go do something about it. We don't really need to get this army moving, but I would prefer not to have this area sieged, so that'll be fine. We finished up our siege of Jaunpur. That's fantastic. This is the only remaining fort in the nation. So we're going to go take care of that while our vassals hopefully clear out some of these areas. And of course, there's also this fort up here that is currently under siege. So there's that. Cool. So this is all looking phenomenal. No issues whatsoever in this war, of course. All of it is looking absolutely fine. Jaunpur has occupied a location. Where is that? Oh, that's probably something over here. That's fine, or over here. Any of that's okay. We just got a couple of extra cores. That's really, really good. We're very happy to have that happening, and we can make a state up over here, and then we can make those into full cores, of course. There we go. Now we're going to need a lot of admin power to core out over here, and what we're going to take from Bengal as well. All of that is going to be necessary, and the question is, how bad is that going to go in terms of overextension? I don't know. This, as it is going to be 120% overextension, so that's pretty significant. No doubt about that. We should be able to core it much more quickly, though, than we were able to core this, and so that should be absolutely great. When is this going to be done? Broadly, end of 1742, getting close to 1743. Okay, that's a ways out yet. Noted. So that's going to be interesting. No doubt about that. Merchants are worried about a lack of protection. That is why we call it free trade, because we don't pay for it. Phenomenal. That is definitely not how free trade works. But okay, sure. So Hassa's heading down here with Arabia, and that looks fine. They just stack wiped a unit there. Magnificent. And Jaunpur doesn't actually have enough forces here to siege this fort. So that is great. Really, really good. These are both at 49%, and we've occupied, or gotten occupied out over here. That's very rude, but whatever. The siege of Shanda is now over. Okay, So now the question is, if we were to finish up, we need to finish up this fort siege up here. And there we go, finally. Now, would they be willing to do this? No, they have 113 reasons not to. Okay, fair enough. We can continue to work through taking these areas. They'll get there. The question is, when are we going to declare on Bengal? And the answer to that is, we're going to declare on Bengal when we're ready to declare on Bengal. And that's not a very helpful answer, I know. But the criteria for being ready to declare on Bengal is pretty much, our war with Jaunpur is over. We are ready to put peace down, but we only have one diplomat. We're going to declare first. And then we're ready to get peace going here. And we move our forces over. And we're ready to attack. That's the criteria here. So that's all fine. We'll have all of this taken quite soon here. We need to head up over this direction. That's fine. Anytime that these guys are ready, that's great. I do see these forces running around over here. Our vassals may end up going after that. We'll see. We could also move these guys back to Calm. We don't need to be taking attrition on all of these forces. But we will be taking attrition on these two for now. We may want to consider building a supply depot in these areas, but I don't expect this to be I don't expect this to be in this position for very long. So I think this will be fine as is. So we're now in position to attack Bengal with this army. We're not quite in position to attack them with this one, but now we are. And all we need at this point is Jaunpur willing to do peace. And I see them taking back this area. That's very rude of them. How are we doing here? 64 reasons? Okay. So we're going to continue to move on up. Looks good for the moment. I want to check in on Bengal's strength. No, I don't want to curry favors with them. 278k and only 9k manpower. Okay, they don't have much manpower. That's noted. Our manpower is dwindling, so that is also noted. Okay, so we're going to continue to stay on the border with Bengal here and just kind of move these armies together while our vassals run around out over here and get these things occupied. So that'll be absolutely fine. I'm seeing no issues here right now. We're just going to position here and here. And we have beaten Bengal previously, so I'm not expecting Bengal to be a particularly tough nut to crack. At this point, Jaunpur would accept peace with our designated peace deal. Okay. This seems absolutely fine, but there will be some problems. So for now, I want to go in, and we're going to be very negative financially. That's okay as well. I want to declare on Bengal after we've finished up these occupations. So let's just let those finish. There we go. And I'm going to let this one finish as well. Then we're going to declare on Bengal. I'm going to use the Imperialism CB, and we're going to call in Gujarat here, just to make sure. So we're going to confirm this. We just canceled drilling on a unit out over here. It can keep drilling. That's okay. So for now, we have declared on Bengal, and we're going to attack here and here. I want to keep these armies together, and then these guys are going to attack here and here. They are not super together. And that's potentially a problem, but we know that there's a choke point down here. Actually, we should probably move these guys around here, to be honest. Or attack Chagatai. Chagatai is a vassal. Of course, there's also Delhi. And for now, I think we're just going to have these guys move this direction. Yeah, that'll be fine. So inward we go, and our diplomat is now back. So we want to go to Jaunpur, and we want to send this demand. Boom. So at this point, all of this territory is now ours. Fantastic. We can make cores on a number of these, but not all of them. We can't reach all of it just yet. So we're at 167% overextension. That's a lot. And we're going to be negative financially here pretty quickly, I think. That said, we're no longer over our land force limit, so that might have an effect on things. We'll see what that ends up looking like. There's separatist sentiment, which is extremely unsurprising. That is extraordinarily unsurprising, in fact. So we are going to be occupying over here for the time being. Okay. Religion changed to a body. That's not necessarily the greatest in the world, but it is reasonably fine. So we have a lot of coring to do, and the question is, how much are we actually interested in taking away from Bengal? Well, we want to get Delhi fully under our control. That is mission number 1 here. Armenia was building a spy network. I'm not shocked about that. Okay, so as far as this over here goes, we're going to park an army here, and we're going to start sieging Terhut. That'll be fine. We're interested in mostly taking some territory here, maybe up over here. As far as territory taking from Bengal goes, we could go for like a full annexation of Chagatai. And then we can go for something kind of... Oh, this is not very much peace offer value. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. We can go for something hypothetically around like this. They're going to be very angry at us, of course. Everyone will be. But who's going to stop us? Not Austria, not Spain. And those are the ones that we care about. So in theory, that would be fine. We're going to knock Delhi out of the war separately. So they're going to get separate pieced, and we're going to take that over. Pasai, we don't care about. We're not going after Pasai in any meaningful way. So that is all absolutely okay. Europa, Christmas is significantly over at the point that I'm recording this. Let's not. Thanks. Okay. So next up, right, Bengal's attacking up over here. Were they previously attacking Russia? Apparently they were. Okay, that's exciting. So noted that they have armies up there. That's fine for the moment. They do have armies down in this area as well, but we know that Gujarat has a force sieging here. And we are continuing to push southward. We really do want to get this Delhi siege under control, because I want to knock Delhi completely out of this war. Get our force freed up there. That would be ideal. So we'll see how that ends up going. No guy was building a spy network. There's no shockers there. Actually, I want to check in on our subjects' independence here. It's going to be Austria, right? Lithuania, Austria. Yeah, and Portugal. Sure, that's fine. What do we want here? We can not get a new advisor. We've got plenty of advisors, to be honest. So we're going to get some cores finishing up soon. That's good. We have a lot of overextension. We've lost the siege of Samarkand. Okay, they took over our capital. That's very rude of them. We'll probably dispatch this force to go take that back. Technically, that puts us at minus 1% war score, but it's okay. Yeah, they're just going to be jerks up here. For the time being, that's reasonably fine. I wouldn't mind making our way, like, around here and starting up a siege. There are a lot of forces over there. Unfortunately, we've not taken over Bengal yet. Ah, there's all of those cores coming in. And we did get Delhi taken over at that point. So let's go take back Samarkand. We can now make a state up over here, which we will do. And we can core anything that is available to core there. We can make another state over here, and we can core all of that. Any other states? Yes. Magnificent. There's still more states to be cored here. Okay. That's the end of that for the time being. We do have an additional 81 to spend here. We have a lot of overextension causing provinces, so we'll see if we can make any of these first before we make this one. That would be the ideal scenario there. Now, I want to take a look at our speed here. We're not making any progress towards annexation. Okay, that's noted. That is absolutely fine. It's not the end of the world. Next up, we need to peace out Delhi. So, we're just going to full annex them. People will be angry about it, but, I mean, we expect that. So, that's fine. And we can get that coring as soon as we can. So, where exactly is that? That was shortcut? Okay. So, I mean, we're going to need to have a lot of admin power, right? No doubt about it. We did just fulfill a mission, and that mission was to conquer Punjab. Actually, manpower recovery speed plus 10% and shock damage plus 10% is really solid. We can also complete Conquest of Delhi, giving us 500 ducats and 2.5% discipline and 20 prestige. We're overcapping our prestige, but we'll take that. That's phenomenal. So what have we not completed yet? We've completed almost everything in our mission tree. The only things are Unite Home region. All provinces in the Central Asian region is owned by Transoxania. So I'm not sure what we need for Central Asia, but it's probably this down here, to be honest. Most likely. Upper Persia is also something that we need, and that might just be like annexations up over here. Interesting. Well, we do need to go take back our capital, and we're going to continue to fight Bengal out over here. They're just going to get crushed there. Excellent. I want to come down over here and fight these guys, ideally. Actually, hang on. These guys are now locked in here. And I want to continue to take these out. Remember, Bengal had no manpower. They're at 7k manpower right now. So they can't really replace these forces. Now, they have moved in a lot of units here. And it is enough that they actually end up winning that battle. I'm actually surprised that they managed to group together that quickly, but okay. They can't replace the losses that they got there, so that's all absolutely fine. We're just going to take back this territory for now. We find ourselves at 0% war score at the moment, and these guys are going to be done retreating now, so I'm going to turn them back around. They're heading back into Jaunpur. Okay. We have a bunch of rebels going on here. There's a revolt here. We have Marwari separatists over here as well. Okay, so the idea here is that this army is going to be dispatched to start taking care of some of these rebels. I'm not surprised that we have some rebel issues going on here. This is not surprising at all. So I'm going to bring this force in, and we're going to siege here. We won the Siege of Turhut, which is great. We don't actually need army professionalism. Losing 5 prestige is not ideal, but it is, I guess, fine. So I want to move up over here and continue to siege down some of these forts. We find ourselves at 9% now, and there's a core finishing, so that's great. So I want to sort by cost, actually sort by overextension here. 21.76 for Shortcut alone. Okay. We're going to wait and get that started. We can make a territory, or rather make a state up over here, and we don't want to core all of those. We don't want to make full cores right now. Full cores are not the goal. Mari separatists, again, separatists are unsurprising considering what we've got going on here. I'm going to dispatch this army down to go deal with them. We do have armies in reserve after all. So that's looking fine. We've got a bunch of sieges ongoing here. And additional separatists have risen up here and here. Sure, that's fine. We're probably going to see our friends take care of that for us, most likely. But we'll get this taken care of. Perfect. And the question is, how much war score do we actually need for this? Okay, so this is 98 war score. Noted. We need to get these forts done, right? That is a pretty big priority here. National tax modifier plus 50% for the next year. Wow. Okay. We'll happily take that. That is really, really great. So we need 176 to core Shortcut. That is noted. Okay, so we do see Bengal has forces around here. We need to get these sieges wrapped up. There's a lot of sieges over here, and they need to get finished. We are tied down heavily by this right now. Okay, we did just win this siege. That's a big deal. I'm going to move in here, and we're going to stack wipe at least a couple of units here. And then we're going to move up over this direction. Okay, another revolt out over here, or a set of revolts. This is unsurprising, given our overextension. We knew that something along these lines was going to end up happening, and that's completely fine. So we're able to manage all of this. In fact, our vassals mostly have it under control. So that's great. Yeah, our vassals are definitely handling that for us. I love it. So what we need at this point is, I think we're going to require this fort. Is that true? Are we going to require that fort? Currently, we just need 10 war score to make demands. But we are going to require this fort eventually. Okay, so let's make our way up over this direction, continuing to stack wipe their armies here. More separatists out over here. That's fine. We'll send this reserve army to go deal with that. And this reserve army can make its way back over to Tikrit for now. Looks good. So there's another small unit stack wipe. I want to head up over here. Ooh, that's 75k. We did not see that. Okay. So is this Bengal's primary army at this point? They have 225k. So this is approximately half of their army. A little under half of their army. Okay. Noted. We're going to be retreating here as soon as we can. Okay. What just happened there? Did they just stack wipe us while we were retreating? Because we retreated. We definitely retreated there. And then they moved a unit in and stack wiped our army there. That's crazy. I think that was a bug. But okay. We'll just have to deal with it. Remarkable. I don't have proof that that was a bug. We might have just retreated one province. And if so, that's unfortunate. If that was a bug, then I would feel comfortable, like, using the cheat console to add the manpower back in. But because I don't know that for a fact, that might be something I investigate after this episode. But for right now, I'm just going to recruit in a unit of infantry over here. So that was definitely unfortunate, no doubt about that. I was not expecting to run into quite that size of army up over here. But that's okay, we can always bring this army into service. So they would end up coming up over here. We have reserve armies, so this is fine for now. In fact, I want them to come in over here. Iraqi separatists in Baghdad. Okay, these guys are already heading up through there, so that should be absolutely fine. No problem whatsoever there. The HRE has elected Oldenburg. Hilarious. And we're bringing forces southward here to be able to reinforce if they attack either of these sieges. We do need to get these sieges dealt with. Okay, there's the siege of Morong being over. That is great. We're going to pull back over this way. And I see they have a significant force moving through this pass right now. Unfortunately, oh, we just finished the siege of Kathmandu. Okay, beautiful. Everybody get up here. We're going to pile forces in here, and this time it's our turn to do some damage to them. Beautiful. I do want to come out over this direction and get this force replenished. So this is going to be 36, 4, and 18. Okay. There we go. So that's good to go. We've got Luristani separatists out over here. That's fine. We're going to just cap this back for the moment. We knew there'd be a lot of separatism, and we do need to get these cores going here. So the next one would be 112. Gotcha. Remember, Bengal can't really replace these forces. They're at 15k manpower, but they're down to 189k soldiers. So it looks like they're not really trying to replace their manpower. So we have 156 reasons to not accept this right now. Beautiful. So we're going to keep multiple forces up over here, but we're going to spread them out, of course, for less attrition. Attrition is going to be a problem. We are going to run out of manpower fairly soon, and we're going to have to chill after this war. No doubt about it. But this is going to be significant. And there's all of those forces coming back together. I do see them attacking up over here. Our vassals can probably largely handle that, would be the idea. Okay, we're going to continue to push through over this direction. I want to take over this fort. And Gujarat is sieging down here, so that looks great. So they're currently at 26% war score. Pasai is not interested in exiting, which makes sense. And this is indeed exactly what we want here. This is going to be a lot of overextension, and that is a concern. We are working on dropping our overextension, but we are limited by admin power at this time. Okay, so now we're going to start up a siege of this fort. I want to keep some units nearby. Absolutely. Okay, we see a couple of separatists, 1 unit here and 1 unit here. Okay, we can deal with that. So we're going to go grab this unit. Beautiful. These guys are still grouping up, so that seems fine. Okay. We do see a fair number of Bengal troops up over this way. Looks like Gujarat is going to fight Bengal over here. They should win that. That should be pretty free for them, actually. So that's absolutely okay. I want to go take out this unit of separatists. Fantastic. Still grouping up over here. We're currently regenerating about 3,000 manpower per month. We only have a deficit right now of 4,000, so that is certainly noted. We don't have that many more cores to get started making until this war with Bengal is over anyway. So we're definitely keeping an eye on the situation out here. We're constrained by this fort right now. So I'm going to send this army down over here, and this army is going to just chill up here, just in case we need to reinforce here. These guys are going to head down here. They're not fully grouped up yet. There's going to be 2 more units of cannon, but that's okay. And we're going to start taking back some of this. These guys can head back to Calm for the time being. They can go back into the reserves. We don't need them taking attrition at this time. We did get a wall breach here. That is excellent. And we're at 35% war score now. So that's looking reasonably good. There are definitely some enemies up over here, and I would like to get those dealt with. For the time being, we're going to move these down to join up with their comrades, and I do want to attack up over here. Okay, well, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, I'm probably just going to chalk up that lost army to bad luck in the retreating pattern. That's probably what I'm going to chalk it up to, and I'm not going to add in the manpower. I want to check real quick. Yeah, we're going towards legalism. Okay, that's fine. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Andy McGar, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12UK, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.